All right. We here now. Time to cover Brian Callen on the PBD show. If you're not familiar, get familiar. Here we go.
I feel I'm supposed to take sweet victory. I know this life meant for me. Yeah, why would you bet on Goliath when we got bet David? Now you take on me, look what I become.
You got to watch A Good Year by Russell Crowe. By the way, that's a conversation you missed with Brian Callen. He's telling me how in love he is, how busy his life is with 4 kids. We're part of the 4 Kids Club.
That's right, brother.
It's exciting, right?
It's the best. It's the best.
Right.
It's what else are you going to do with your time?
Best alarm clock.
Yeah. Look at Adam looking at.
I love
like
that you guys.
deer. Adam's like a deer in the headlights.
You guys are surrounded by 2 guys that don't have kids, and we're like, what is it like?
I know. You know what it's like? It's a blast. And here's what's refreshing: somebody else in your life's happiness is more important than your own. And that's how a man should walk through the earth eventually.
No, that's a.
Did you just say that other guy's not a real man because he doesn't have kids?
Exactly. It's who's I talking to? I was talking
Yesterday.
about Sam and Nicole got married last night. Congratulations, Sambel and Nicole Carvajal. And I was talking to Nicole's parents, and Italian, real nice guys, August and Joanna, and they said, we wish we would have had more kids. We wish we would have had 10, 20 kids. Anyway, I think it was 5 or 6 kids. But yeah, that's a whole different conversation we'll get into maybe later on. All right, we got a lot of stories to go through. One, using deadly force is typically not a good thing against the president. I don't know if you know that or not, especially if you put in a contract to say, hey, guys, go get whatever you want, using deadly force. And whatever at all costs. We got a couple clips to show you about Merrick Garland, what he says with the AG, and him going back and forth with the questions of Josh Hawley. We'll show that. Comey, absolutely the most animated you've ever seen him, saying, make sure we cannot vote for Trump. We have to vote for Biden. Now, Trump was in Bronx yesterday, and a few people weren't happy. There's this girl, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, wasn't too happy about it.
Really?
Coming to my place, to my city, to my town, right?
Yeah.
And thousands of people showed up. Logan Paul and Ryan Garcia, there's a feud going on with Prime, and apparently Logan Paul is talking about suing Ryan Garcia. We'll talk about that. Cameron, awkward interview on CNN about Diddy. If you've not seen this, have you seen this?
I've not seen that.
I'll show it to you. It's so awkward. It's not even funny. You got to see it when we go through it.
Good.
So awkward.
A couple other things here. Germany decriminalizes child pornography.
What?
Okay.
Really?
Yeah, they're thinking.
Yeah.
The Germans.
Literally, that's what
The
they're
Germans.
doing.
Weird.
Germans are doing
A lot of people
that.
don't realize that if you want to get good videos on scat, which is another word for poo,
Okay.
they've got poo videos. That's the mecca of all those videos. Those weird.
The 2 girls, 1 cup.
They've written books about this.
So we'll go into that. We'll go into
know
that.
that.
Google cuts check for DOJ while trying to dodge jury trial in digital ads lawsuit.
Brian Callen knows a little too much.
Trump campaign says they will sue The Apprentice filmmaker. Have you seen this new movie? What they're talking about is
Yes. I haven't seen it, but I've heard about it.
Kansas City, Cannes Film Festival. This
Kansas.
garbage is pure fiction. So next we have
Believe
Disney bleeding. Pixar slashes 14% of their workforce amid brutal budget cuts. We'll talk about the Logan Paul. Washington Post lays out an optimistic new strategy after grim financial numbers. They're down $77 million. WAPO is, and that's the company I think Bezos bought for $250 million. 50 Cent sells his documentary on Diddy to Netflix after bidding war. What a brilliant guy. Cassie speaks out after release of Diddy's assault video. No one should carry this weight alone. America's most powerful banker issues ominous warning about the U.S. economy, and Jamie Dimon from J.P. Morgan Chase implies he may be retiring soon, and I don't know if you know this or not. The reason why Caitlin Clark in the NCAA is having all the success that she's having is because she's white, and that's the reason. If it wasn't because,
So no basketball, no talent, no freak of nature.
it's because
Just
she's
their
white.
skin color.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah. It's a very, very problematic.
She's very white, by the way.
She's very
Like,
white.
you can go snowblind looking at that skin.
Brian, she puts the and what.
And maybe we start with that one first. Tucker Carlson says reports of Russian TV show are pure nonsense. And then we have teen girl stunning smartphone usage revealed. Data, how much usage of a smartphone they use. Hulu's a new show coming out. I don't know if you've heard about this. Very interesting. It's called Virgin Island, a dating show for celibates. Oh,
Sounds boring. Sounds so boring. Oh, God.
Germany says it would arrest Netanyahu as Israeli envoy appeals to Berlin to defy ICC. Vivek buys 8% of BuzzFeed. Pretty wild.
What is BuzzFeed?
BuzzFeed is it was a very, very popular site. They took a lot of hit.
BuzzFeed. Oh, I thought you said BuzzFeed. BuzzFeed. Got it.
Sorry. Why you
making fun of this Middle East?
People that English is my
no,
language.
the Aramaic
Why are you
accent.
doing this?
In Aramaic, buzz is bus. That's it.
Buzz. Did I say BuzzFeed?
You said BuzzFeed.
I said BuzzFeed.
It's okay.
So let me do it right. BuzzFeed.
You can't make fun of a foreigner's accent.
.com.
Sorry.
Buzz.
Sorry, guys.
Feed.com.
He's a minority.
Florida 125% surge in property insurance bills shows havoc. Okay, so before we get into this, let me kind of share with you guys what we got going on this weekend for Memorial Day weekend. I brought something very unique that I've never shown, and I found it. I don't even know how I found it yesterday. I found my Army greens.
No way.
Yeah, I found it.
Do you still fit in?
Are you
that?
serious? Oh, there's no way
in the world. Check this out.
What?
Yeah.
That sounds like a museum.
By the way, I found this, and you know how crazy this is. It's so I'm like, where's my name tag? Because in the Army, they made a mistake with my name tag.
What?
If you go in, look at the way they spell my name. Check this out.
PB&J.
Can you see it?
Bet David.
Bet David, not Bet David.
Bet David.
David, right?
Bet David.
And this is the uniform that I had. I was just a regular specialist at the 101st Airborne Division. Why am I showing you this?
Wow, that's
I even brought my coin from my unit. Let me see if I brought it. I think I brought it.
How long
Maybe
were
I
you
forgot.
airborne?
I was in the Army 2.5 years. I didn't do long enough, but it was the greatest experience for me.
Yeah.
I don't have the coin. What the Army did to me is the following. I liked America. The Army made me fall in love with America. The Army made me realize what Memorial Day weekend was all about. I saw grown men and women standing in uniform, emotional. I'm like, why are they emotional? Because they lost their friends who put their lives on the line. It's the ultimate cost for you and I. And, you know, the more and more I was in the Army, for me, at least some people have different experiences, the more and more I just was like, this is the greatest country in the world. I'm so proud. I remember the first day, what's the movie that came out? What is the movie with Tom Hanks, who was in it? Saving Private Ryan.
Oh, yeah, of course.
And they come and they say, there's a movie about your unit and your division, 600. I just got to 101st Airborne Division. You're the first to watch it before this goes live. We're in the audience and we watch Saving Private.
Wow.
Dude, 600 of us are crying in tears saying, America's the greatest country. I love this place, right? And the pride's been there ever since. Now, valuetainment, anything about this logo, anything about this brand, anything about what we do, the brand is about future looks bright. The brand is about optimism, capitalism, debate. The brand represents all of those things, entrepreneurship, business. So here's what we're doing for this weekend. We have a full-on new merch drop being done today, this weekend. This hat I'm wearing, let me show you guys what's special about this hat. The last time we did numbered hats were this. This is the numbered hats we did. These were limited out of 200, okay? This is the actual last one that we kept, 200 out of the first couple hours. If you eat $4.99, there's another one over there even at $99. Look at $250. I'll be discounted. These you get it. However, to the discount number on $3.99. Time call you. You listen to this on. If not, there's a future look at wearing this free enterprise. Looking for ways. Came in. It's about it.
Cover this, and there's 5 traditions, values that we value here in America. Number 1 is patriotism. Number 2 is religion. Number 3 is having children, which Vinny and I are working on, some more than others. Number 4 is community involvement. Number 5 is money. What bothers me the most, do you know which of all these things, these 5 things, had the highest score going back to 1990? Kids, money, community involvement, religion, patriotism. Do you know which one?
Which one?
Patriotism. 70% of Americans had a quote unquote very high important view of patriotism. That of all those 5 things have plummeted the most.
Yep.
Now you can make an argument, well, religion, you know, the fastest growing religion in America is what? atheism, agnosticism,
Probably.
whatever. That's
Did
true.
it?
That-
He's
that-
right.
I'm being honest with you.
Well,
It's a religion. I don't
wokeism,
think-
wokeism
I think
is a
it's religion.
fundamentalist
Yeah,
religion.
for sure.
Correct.
And that's exactly right. It,
But
it really is. And
community
by the way,
involvement,
just when
yeah.
you start talking about being traditional, like
Mhm.
you just said, what you are labeled now is far right.
Yes.
They have hijacked the narrative. People get behind narratives. It's the story you tell. That's really what it's about. And you have to take back that story. You've got to fight. You've got to have the intellectual architecture to mount a defense against that. This idea that the United States is a patriarchy and an oppressive imperialist regime is not true. It's actually just not true. You've got to mount that defense, and you've got to do it in a colorful and even humorous way. The problem with defending tradition is we tend to get very sort of boxy about it, where the other side is playing loose and frivolous with it. I don't know. We've got to take back sort of the story, and we got to make it colorful so people can get behind it, because they have won that for now.
You know who it's on though? It's on the parents. Let me explain. So this isn't, I didn't just wake up and be like, I really want to talk about this today. I read the Wall Street Journal pretty much every day. Pat advocates, whether you're left, right, center. That's a great outlet that you can get a lot of information. One of the articles I was reading was about a lady called Peggy Noonan. She's one of the.
They're really into branding. They got the microphones branded. They got branding on their hats. The branded microphone is kind of a rare thing. I see a $100 bill hidden in the background there.
The big opinion writers on there.
Speechwriter.
Exactly. She wrote an article about American parents need to teach their children to love America. And she cited this story from 1900. Imagine this happening in New York City today. You ready? In 1900, there was on the heels of the Civil War, two decades after the Civil War ended, Ulysses S. Grant had just died. There's a crazy story about Ulysses S. Grant. At his funeral, there was 4 pallbearers, 2 generals from the Union, 2 generals from the Confederacy. What a symbol. So they introduced this book into New York State. It was called The Manual for Patriotism for the Use of Public Schools in the State of New York. And essentially what they wanted school system to do is do the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, the republic of which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, blah, 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 blah. You know the deal. Imagine in New York today, them mandating this in New York.
Oh, forget
The
it.
reason they did this was because we're the land of immigrants. We all come from immigrants. Whether it's from Asia, whether it's from the Middle East, whether it's from Latin America, they don't know our culture. They have to come and adapt to our culture. Great, welcome to America. We don't care where you're from. One rule, love America. And now we're seeing what's happening with this TikTok generation. Not only do they not love America, they don't like America, they hate America.
That's right.
And it's so weird to me because it used to be whether you were a Democrat, whether you're a Republican, yeah, I love America. JFK, ask not what your country can do for you. What can you do for your country? We know the speech. The TikTok generation, blame it on China, TikTok,
TikTokers,
blame it on the Marxist
the internet
globalists,
generation,
blame it on
the
the
Gen
professors in
Z
school,
guys.
blame it on Klaus Schwab, whatever it is. If you're 25 and under, you've grown up to basically hate America.
Dude, I
So
grew up
bring
with this-
back the Pledge of Allegiance.
Yeah, my
See,
six.
like, Red Bar is not even a Gen Z. He's a millennial. He's a millennial of older age than myself, and even he thought that the whole Pledge Allegiance thing was kind of cheesy. If they would at least, explain to us why we were doing it. They didn't even do that. They would just say, now it's time to pledge allegiance to the flag. It's like, okay, all right, I'm doing this, but you never told me what the purpose was for it. They just, so it's just a weird, we all must do this, the national prayer, basically.
16-year-old daughter, I watched as I tried to educate her, tried to get her. I watched not only her school, but mainly she got onto social media. That phone will indoctrinate a child. And before I know it, she's talking about this gender spectrum and things like that. And of course, you know me, I lost my mind.
You know me.
But I'm battling Google. I'm battling the software engineers and the people that came out of these elite universities. They've already been indoctrinated. Now they get into a position of power.
Did he wear his freedom shirt just because he went on that show? I feel like he goes into his political debater mode only when he goes on these podcasts.
So that is
on
what's
the political podcast.
so insidious about this. They started, it's the long march through the institutions. You start when they're very young. I saw them try to do this with my son in a private school in Santa Monica.
You've lived
it.
this,
Ain't
is what
happening,
you said.
dude. Yeah. Now, what's interesting, however, is that if you look at the 12-year-old kids, like the boys especially, they're pushing back. It's the strangest thing. I'm telling you, my 12-year-old is like, he's a little bit right of Genghis Khan at this point.
Callen,
And I'm like,
you're
bro,
spot on.
what happened?
You know why I'm laughing?
I know exactly who he's talking about.
Have you seen the stats about boys versus girls
No,
in high school?
no.
There's an article from The Hill that's basically confirming exactly what Brian Callen has said.
That's right.
There's two things. Number one, the boys are trending more conservative. They're following the Andrew Tates of the world or the PBDs of the world, people that just kind of make sense.
Yep.
Especially when it comes to, there it is. And the girls are becoming more liberal. And I say this all the time. The last thing you ever need is just 5 girls talking.
You mean The
'Cause
View?
They don't,
Like The View?
Yeah. Because they don't G-check each other. You're a 10.
Oh,
Of
yeah.
course, honey.
100%.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
You're
Sometimes
340
it takes
pounds.
a dude to be
go,
like,
girl.
yeah, I don't know about that, bro.
That's right.
But then there's another stat. This is just
the
straight
one.
up. Yes, boys going more conservative, girls more liberal. But then it goes further. You talk about the religion of LGBTQ, but blah, 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 blah. This is just normal high school kids. Here's what's interesting. They tracked it back, I think, to 2000, I want to say. Boys who identify as LGBTQ, it's gone from like 2% to like 2.5%.
Right.
Nothing crazy.
Right.
Girls have gone from like 2%
Yes.
to like 20%.
Social contagion.
The girls.
They tend to achieve
Kate,
status.
There's a
Pressure.
contagion of
It's- yeah,
lesbians.
they're very socially aggressive, apparently. And so girls will engage in reputation destruction and things like that. So you've got to be very careful with how you speak. When they play with each other, if there's a disagreement, they'll stop playing. Boys will just barrel ahead and figure
So
it out.
what can the
It's just
parents do? Pat,
I
Brian?
actually think that I'm way more optimistic. I don't think you can apply this far left authoritarian ideology to the level of detail. And the reason you can't is a couple reasons. When you start talking about gender being a spectrum, for example, I'm a man now, I'm a woman, I've decided, you just don't, there's no way logically to take that scaffolding, sort of that bedrock, there's nothing to anchor into. If everything is my perception and my feeling, we're all over the place. I think that's by design. That was originally by design. The idea behind sort of the Marxist, postmodernist, liberal way of thinking, and I'm not talking about liberal in the old school sense, I'm talking about this new ideology, is not construction, deconstruction. We want to destroy. You've got to tear the institutions down and rebuild them in your Marxist viewpoint to make everything equal.
Isn't that the premise of critical race theory in the 1619 project?
Yes,
Isn't that basically what it is?
Yes, that's why they'll call a black person like Larry Elder a white supremacist, because what they're saying is that you're part of the system that is already propping up, say, whiteness or men or whatever it might be. And so the idea is you've got to tear down the entire institution. Do that by making no sense.
You know, watch this. We can transition that into a lot of different stories, but I'll go into the best story that maybe makes sense because we're talking about girls here. So NCAA leading scorer Caitlin Clark is only popular because she's white, says race-baiting commentator Jamil Hill. Now let's go to it. Rob, if you want to pull it up. So here we go. Jamil Hill claims Caitlin Clark's popularity is influenced by her race and sexuality, stating we would be very naive if we didn't say race and her sexuality played a role in her popularity. Hill adds, there is a part of it that is a little bit problematic because of what it says about the worth and the marketability of the players who are already there. Hill acknowledges Clark's difficult position in the race debate. In that regard, I feel bad for Caitlin Clark because she didn't ask for any of that, but criticizes Hill for placing this nonsense on Clark's shoulder, despite Clark's massive platform and impressive achievements. Clark's debuted the most watched game in 23 years with over 2.3 million viewers on ESPN and mentioning the new chapter flight policy due to security concerns about the megastar Clark. Think about this. 2.2 million. Okay. WNBA, 2.2 million. Because of a white girl? You think it's because of a white girl? It's because she shoots it lights out from the, from the, what do you call it? The
Half
logo.
court
Yeah. I mean,
almost.
she's like the modern day Steph Curry. You know what's the closest thing she reminds me of? The closest case study. That was an anomaly. Okay. Baseball. Is it a white sport, black sport,
Well,
Hispanic
the ball
sport?
is
Right
white.
now, he's a Latino sport, but he
It's
used to be
Latino
white.
mixed with it's Latino now, but white.
Then white, then black,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
No Middle Easterns. I'm offended. I'm just saying. I want to clarify that. That's out of
Please move
control.
on. Please.
But if we go to football, is it white, black, or Hispanic?
Black first,
And then what?
black first,
Samoan.
Samoan linemen,
Probably.
and then white people.
White people, right?
Yes.
Okay. If you go to NBA, what is it?
all
Black,
white.
I mean,
It's all
black
white
and
these
European.
days.
Black and European white guys. that are just
Serbian.
nasty.
You're actually
Serbian.
right.
Yeah.
Black
Serbian.
and Serbian, some
Serbian.
Slovenia. Some
Eastern
of those guys that are
European,
coming. Okay.
Luka,
Giants.
Joker.
Giants.
Except if you're the Dallas Mavericks,
Yes.
they have been the whitest team since 2001. When Mark Cuban bought,
Dirk
Yeah,
he is so
white,
committed
white,
to DEI.
white.
According to the Guardian,
Mhm.
for the first 20 years or so that he owned the Mavs, it was the whitest team in the NBA.
DEI.
Mark Cuban, who
Yep.
supports DEI, he
Yep.
has had the whitest team in the NBA for the
Yeah.
first 20 years or so
Yes.
of owning the team. Something I'm sure he's very proud of. But if you go to golf, is it white or is it black?
White.
It's
White
white
and
with
Asian.
tiger.
Until one guy showed up.
One guy.
Yeah.
And
One guy showed.
He
By
was
the way,
Thai and black and a lot of other.
that's right.
Yeah.
He was a
I've
composite.
never cared about golf ever.
Nope.
Bro,
Mhm.
we're from Iran. You don't give Middle Easterns like a club. Say, hey, go play.
No, you give him a
Okay.
rifle. You say
Yeah.
protect the.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So golf, no one's gonna watch it. Then a Tiger Woods shows up and he's dominating.
Yeah.
So it's not that we're attracted to skin color. We're attracted to dominators.
I was going to say.
Yep.
Caitlyn dominates the game. So what are your thoughts with some of the stuff that's happened? They're complaining. First, they're complaining that they don't get paid enough money. Then a girl like this shows up that's about to increase everyone's pay, and they're still bitching about it.
Yeah.
Your thoughts?
Well, I just think that also keep in mind that Caitlin Clark, there's a lot of white people in this country. And when you see a white person in basketball standing out, it's like, oh, dude,
Yeah.
look at her fundamentals. She's unbelievable. Just have you ever watched her practice and the things she does?
She's
So
ridiculous.
there's something about that. Like people are tribal. Obviously, it's going to stand out. Obviously, you're going to watch someone like Caitlin Clark, who does look very white. And she's like, what, 6 feet? I mean, she's not dominant physically, and she's that good. It's an anomaly. It's still kind of rare.
But,
So
but
that's
I
why-
just hate the fact that everything has to. I don't know if it's for eyeballs or if it's just actual hate. It's like, bro, you nailed it too. Shut up. Like, what are you even talking about? Why does it have to be? Everything has to be about race. Because look what it makes us do. It makes us talk about it.
Yeah.
All right. It makes us even get angrier. But at the end of the day, we're never, because we talked about just about the flag and God and LGBT. Unless the other side, unless we call out stuff like that and check that person vocally, like make her like have to fess up to her ignorance and her hate. Like, you're not doing anything for the game. You're not doing anything for humanity. You're making, because you know what? Look how we're responding. What about the people that are like, yeah, the hell with that white girl. Like you're
This is-
bringing hate and animosity to a girl that's busted her ass to bring, how many million was that, Robbie? 20, how many, 2 million?
Listen, dude, this is intersectionality. That's the idea. You got to break it all into little groups. And you know who's never represented? Dwarves.
What?
Great at basketball.
Yeah. They
They're great.
But I never
It's a
hear
little
anybody.
offensive, though. It's a little offensive
no,
for you.
what? But he's being right.
Is dwarf not the right word? Think about being somebody who's very, very small. That's the only group I never hear represented, and I'm not kidding. Peter
Dude,
Dinklage was the only
because of-
actor.
Because
And
of
you know what? I'm gonna turn
DEI,
it- I wish I could turn this.
Callen, you would know about this. I'll get to Caitlin Clark. You're in Hollywood. We've seen you in all the movies.
Yeah.
Eddie, we know who you are. You're a
Thank
star.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
The Snow White and the Seven Dwarves, because of DEI, they didn't hire 7 dwarves anymore.
Yeah.
They needed a fat guy, they needed an Asian guy, they needed a
There's
tall
a
guy.
Jamaican guy
They-
in there. There's a huge
But
black
be a
guy.
dwarf,
You know
man.
what? You know what? They
What's
stopped
going
doing
on
that.
here?
You know they stopped doing that.
Why?
Well,
But
'cause
they
Hollywood-
were doing that.
Yeah, but all the DEI officers in Hollywood were quietly quietly fired. I don't know if you guys know that.
Ooh.
Yeah, about a year ago.
Quiet quitting?
Yeah,
Quiet fire?
They've all lost
Yeah.
their jobs because what happened was
They're losing
but
money.
dude, Hollywood is the ultimate
Yeah.
capitalist. If
Thank you.
if the country was run by people who run Hollywood, we'd have no problems. They solve problems that fast
Yeah.
because it's all about money.
It's all
And what
money.
they do is they go, hey, dude, hey, guys, this whole DEI thing, it's not working.
Right.
I know very big directors who stepped off movies, big movies, tentpole movies, because they wrote a character, for example, who was in a wheelchair or maybe a handicap, and the notes were something to the akin of, hey, that person can't be that way. They have to be empowered. Well, no, they're actually they don't have legs.
Yeah.
So and it's not working.
How
It's
we
not
gonna
working for
Yeah.
my
They gonna
movie, bro.
play basketball
And they
with
were
no
like,
legs.
sorry. And this is what they were dealing with. So what happens, obviously, is when they start losing hundreds of millions of dollars, they're like, hey, this ain't you.
Right.
Out.
Yeah, well, it's
Oh,
gonna
by the way, just to clarify, you said hundreds of millions of dollars, brother. They're not losing hundreds of millions of dollars. They're losing hundreds of billions
Is
of
that
dollars.
true?
Yep.
Oh,
So
I don't know.
the Disney stock went from $380 billion market cap to 180.
Okay, but let me ask you this: how much of that is because streaming got sort of atomized?
No, streaming. They were killing it on streaming.
Yeah.
The market is just getting sick of it. The market's getting sick of what they're
Yeah.
doing, and they're
Fairy godmother
in
was
a-
a man.
yeah. The market just. And by the way, let me just say this: if you're on this story,
Yeah,
I think we've already transitioned
I
to going
just
to
want to say
Hollywood.
one thing about it's bringing it back to Caitlin Clark. I was so freaking offended last year when Kendrick Perkins, NBA analyst, was like the only reason that the Joker Jokic was an MVP candidate is because he's white. He just won his third MVP in a row.
That's hilarious.
Okay, so this
Is that what they said? Who
this-
said that?
Kendrick Perkins. So it was who basically, if he's a big dude, if I ever run him in the street, I'll probably not say it to his face. Online, I'll say it easily. This guy was a fledgling NBA career center, not a big deal. The Joker won an NBA championship last year. He basically said Joel Embiid should get it. Embiid's an amazing player, but stop. This guy's incredible.
Yeah.
That's like Tom Brady. The only reason that he's getting success is because he's white. Otani, the only success
But
that
you
he's
know-
getting is Asian.
So let me ask you a question.
All right.
Do I have?
So there was this show, and apparently on the show, Bad Friends, you may have heard. You may have heard of it. There was this guest who was this guy who, well, I don't know if I entirely want to explain it. I just want to show it to you and see what you think about it. Let's just say he's in a different type of guest, not your usual guest, somebody who, is abnormal, maybe a little controversial. Some people will like him, some people will hate him. But overall, people might think he's amazing. So let's see what you think. And let's introduce.
You two are bad friends.
Who are these two idiots?
A white dude and an Asian dude. You two are disgusting.
Well, you two are something.
We're bad friends.
You know, when you're on the road and I'm on the road
Yeah,
separately,
yeah,
there is a sadness that occurs in my
big
heart.
time. I call you,
I know you call me from the stage.
and I said I
Yeah,
really miss you bad,
I know.
but I had so much fun in Phoenix, and they were chanting for you.
Yeah, and how did Jessie do?
Not good.
I know.
No, she did great.
Oh,
No.
I mean, she's great. I mean, she's
she did so good.
I just
No.
agree with you
She did so good.
because you're an honest guy. You know,
We had a great host. It was great, Jackie. We had so much fun, man. Phoenix was incredible.
it's a nice club.
It's a great club. Then I go to Nashville, dude.
This weekend,
Yeah.
I got nothing. I got nothing until September. But my point being is
What's
that
going
I
on
do
in
miss
September? Aren't you doing the thing with Segura?
you. I'm doing Sakura and Kreischer.
Oh wow,
I'm doing that. I'm doing that.
double
Fatapalooza thing.
Yeah. Welcome back to Fatapalooza. How much can you eat,
Yeah.
drink, and fart out?
Yeah. But, I want to say that, I believe that things happen for a reason and you run into people for a reason. Do you
Everything
agree or no?
happened for
Yeah, and like
a reason.
things are kismet or meet cutes, like a meet cute.
Meet cute.
You think we met on a meet cute?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I do.
yeah. What's so funny? I don't know what a meet cute. I've never heard of that.
Meet cute? Meet cute.
Meet cute.
Meet cute.
I have an uncle named Meet.
Yeah, meet cute. He does nails.
He does nails. Yeah.
Meet cute.
You
want gel?
I don't. I think that. I think that it was just inevitable that we would meet. But in terms of like being partners for this project was meet cute.
It was meet cute.
Yeah. And
you
anyway, so yesterday,
Universal Energies.
Universal Energy. So Sunday, I was
Universal Energies. Okay.
Mark Norman told me to come down and do his podcast at the store.
Hey, come on down, buddy.
Yeah, and I came down. Whitney was on. A bunch of people.
Good
On.
impression.
I met Joe List for the first time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He's the best.
Funny guy.
All those dudes
Oh,
are great.
cool.
Super funny.
I like
I
Joe
did good.
List.
Hey, man, come
And
down.
I just kind of walked off stage. You know how I do.
Yeah, you leave.
Yeah. Like Elvis. Bobby has left the building.
You think it's like Elvis?
Whatever.
Do you think you're like Elvis? Because you cut your hair short now. You're kind of there. It is.
I am.
You're a hunk of burning love.
No, I don't have his looks, but I think I have his energy. You do.
No,
I don't
you
like
do.
that laugh.
No, you do.
Yeah. Do I have Elvis's energy? No. Okay.
Chinese Elvis.
Chinese. Anyway, we've done it, but
Chauvinist.
I was leaving.
Yeah.
I was leaving, and then I hear, hey dude. I hear, hey dude.
Is that Chinese Elvis?
No. No, it's
Who's
like
that?
Yeah, it's an Israeli kid.
Oh.
He goes, hey dude.
Hey, dude.
I go, what? And I see this like at first I thought it was like a sick Robert Smith from The Cure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Just a little pale face.
Pale face.
Yeah. And I go, it was sunny too, so it was during the day.
Mm.
And then I looked at him and I recognized him and I go, I've seen him online,
Yeah.
And he goes, I'm a big fan of you, dude, or whatever. And
Is he deaf?
I don't know. That's how he sounds. To me.
Okay.
Yeah. And then we had a little conversation on the patio. We exchanged numbers, and now he's here.
You gave him your real number.
I did.
And here he is.
Yeah.
Say hi, bud.
Hey, it's now I talk.
Yeah.
All right.
What's wrong with you?
All right. So this is this is the dude who was on the show.
What's going on?
What's going on? Yeah, I love you so much, dude. You're so good. Is there something about you? Can I say something about you, dude?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. There's a sadness about you and an anger.
I was thinking more hate and anger more than sad. I'm not a sad guy.
You're not a sad guy?
No.
Oh, you're happy.
Happy but angry.
We had an interesting conversation though, you and I, Matan, did we not?
Yeah. Very interesting.
Yeah. Was I nice?
A nice guy.
I'm a nice guy.
Small.
What do you mean?
Because I thought you were gonna be a little bit bigger.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, okay. But is it like unnaturally small?
What do you mean? Oh, like it's not natural how small you are?
I mean, am I dwarf like? Not that being a dwarf. Being a dwarf is natural.
Yeah.
I think you're a little bit taller.
Just
Yeah.
a
Very
little
good.
bit taller than
Just a
dwarf.
little bit.
You wouldn't categorize me if you were a doctor. You wouldn't be like I.
Right above the line.
Great. That means you know what that means. I can get on the rides.
Can he?
Oh, they have a lot of you guys at Universal.
Yeah.
They made a whole theme park for you guys. A lot of-
Wait, what's you guys mean?
oh, you know what I mean. But
No. I don't know what you mean. What
No,
do you?
I can't
No. What do you? Matan, I know you're a kid. All right, so I want to be gentle with you.
Yeah.
Look at me right now. Look at me right now. No, don't do that, Matan.
Are you talking about Harry Potter Town? Is that what
Oh,
you're talking about?
not Harry Potter.
Oh, Little Tokyo?
No, the little minions.
Oh. Let me ask you, because they're yellow.
Now he's doing your material.
I know.
Oh, he does that. He says that joke
He says
before.
that joke before.
Yeah, I said it before.
So, all right.
Matan, where are you from?
Oh, I'm from Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We're talking the Valley, right, baby?
Oh, yeah, I was born in Encino.
And now you live in Tarzana?
No, now I live in Encino.
Okay, good. Yeah, so still Encino.
Yeah.
You're a senior in high school coming up.
Yeah, right now I'm the 11th grade. I don't know which one that one's called.
That's a junior.
Just
Junior?
junior. Yeah. But you're homeschooled.
No, I went to school, but now I'm just doing online because, I had to leave.
Why?
Some problems with the teachers, just problems.
You had problems or they had problems?
It was mutual, I guess.
Yeah, it does seem mutual. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's no way that's a one-way street.
Yeah.
But you know what? Who needs school?
No, I mean his podcast is. I mean, it's popping a little bit.
I've seen it. Yeah, it's
yeah,
very
it's
popular.
popping a little bit. You're very aggressive on your podcast. You yell at people.
No, I'm not aggressive. Just
You go fat fuck. You know?
oh, that was the producer. Yeah,
Yeah.
he died actually on the stairs.
He what?
We fell down the stairs after that.
You did?
We said it in the thing. It was we had a funeral for him.
You're killing it, bud.
Killing it, kid.
You met Dan Schneider?
Oh, almost. I had one of his clients on.
Wow.
Whoa. So that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe by transference, you picked up some of that.
Yeah.
How do you feel about the Liver King?
The Liver King.
Yeah.
I think he's alpha.
Yeah, he is alpha.
The
He's
Liver
alpha.
King
Yeah.
is alpha.
High testosterone, really.
Oh, are
He's a
you?
real man?
I know what you are.
What?
You're not alpha.
No, I'm alpha. I'm a real man.
No, you're not.
How much do you weigh?
Like maybe close to 130 is my guess.
That's a real man right
That's
there.
He's
Pure man.
pure brain and muscle.
How old are you?
I'm 17 right now. I just turned 17.
Whoa.
Yeah, congrats. What are your dreams, your goals, your hopes?
Real quick, I got you guys a gift.
Go.
I'm gonna bring
All right,
it
go.
Yeah, give me the gift.
Go get your gift.
Oh, exciting. This guy's oh wow.
Wow.
Is that an M4 is that an M44 M4468?
Vacuum.
Oh, yeah. It's a model.
I got you a gift as well.
Oh shit, thank you.
This is my specific gift.
Oh yeah.
Okay, cool.
Whoa.
Whoa, who's that signed by?
That's signed by me, but it's a poster of the Beatles.
Yeah, wow.
Oh.
That's a great signature.
I've always wanted one of these.
Yeah.
We just, the 7-Eleven by the Baskin Robbins?
Yeah.
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 So I bought that there. It was 10.
It was $10.
You want
$10. And the Sharpie was $2.
Yeah, how much was this?
I don't think I paid for that.
Does it work?
I believe it makes a funny noise when you turn it on.
Yeah, but you don't think it'll work.
Plug it in.
No, it
turn
works,
on.
but it's like half broken.
Well, let's hear
Turn
it.
it on. Let's see,
Yeah,
McCone,
turn it on.
it works.
It's funny to watch McCone.
Did you sign it though?
No, I signed the Beatles.
I'd prefer you to sign the vacuum as
You
well.
want me to sign the vacuum?
Yeah, please.
I can do it after, but just don't sell it because it's gonna. Unless you can give me some of the money.
Now, where did you get it? Is this something that runs in the family? Are you guys cleaners?
No, that's one of the. You know how sometimes people. Yeah.
No, it sounds great.
Dude, it works.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, it's good. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
That's very
Happy
nice.
birthday.
Yeah.
Okay, but honestly, I thought it was broken. I was kind of a little mad about it. But since it works, what a great gift! A vacuum that works. Thank you. Clap, 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 clap. Yeah. Wow.
Pull your hair back like you just did again, and hold it like that. Look at Bob. No, hold it. Hold your hands on your head.
Yeah.
No,
because you want my eyes to.
no. Hold your
not
hair
doing
back.
that. We're not doing that.
Pull your hair back and
Yeah.
hold it tight like that. No,
Oh,
look at Bobby.
I love it.
What do you see?
Anne Hathaway.
Yeah.
And Hathaway.
Yeah. Yeah, I see. Anne
Beautiful.
Hathaway. Yeah, beautiful.
Who is that?
Little Isla Fisher in there.
Little Isla Fisher.
Yeah,
yeah.
gorgeous.
I mean, dude, Matan. I mean, I don't know if this against because he's 17.
Oh man.
I'm just saying that if you transitioned.
Oh no. No.
Oh, because if you say it 3 times, it'll happen. You can't do that.
Oh, right.
We've already said it twice.
Yeah, if you transitioned,
Don't. That's 2. Be careful because you might have to.
It would go pretty well for you. I think.
If you what?
No.
You have good jawline.
No, I'm not one of those.
You are a pretty girl.
Yeah.
You are a pretty.
You
girl.
would be a pretty girl.
You're a pretty boy, but you're a pretty
I don't want to
girl.
talk about it because every time I get into that conversation, people get mad for what I'm saying.
Why?
Yeah, we're not going to talk about it.
Why don't we talk about it?
Yeah, talk about what?
What? That you'd be a pretty girl?
Yeah,
No,
pretty girl. You would be.
Look at your little chin. Look
those
at your
funny
little
people.
cheeks. Look at his cute cheeks.
Yeah. You have cute shit. The shit. You know, I know. Oh,
the Jewish thing.
I know. I
Yeah, this this conversation is getting retarded.
know who you look like. Oh,
What?
Joan of Arc.
Oh, little Joan.
Little Joan.
Little Joan of Arc. She was Jewish, wasn't she?
That's the guy in the Bible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jonas Ark.
Look at that.
Yeah.
There you are.
There you are.
Oh, that really does look similar.
Yeah.
That's pretty close.
Yeah, it's pretty good. She was a warrior.
Well, now you know what you are for Halloween, bud.
Yeah.
No, but she's not a real man. That's why she has a lot of hate in her heart.
Oh. I thought you said you have hate in your heart.
Yeah, but if you have hate in your heart, but it's the wrong hate, you're not a real man.
So what's the real hate?
Or just hating. No, never mind.
No.
Okay.
No, don't never mind it. Look
No,
at me.
because
Matan, look at me. Matan, everything's fine. I love you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, he can't say that.
Well, I'm not gonna say that.
What kind of alpha are
Very
you?
strange.
Oh,
Like a push-up alpha? Are you the guy that goes to the gym?
no, I don't go to the gym, but just not like a strong alpha. That's a different one. You can do double, but
I know what.
what?
You're like Lex Luthor.
Lex Luthor?
Yeah.
No, I want to be like Ben Shapiro.
And
Right.
Right.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if he would be considered alpha.
No,
Yeah.
No.
you
No.
don't think so?
No.
I don't think, but maybe.
Oh.
I think you're more like Alex Jones.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you
Oh,
like
yeah.
that guy.
I went on there a couple times.
I know.
I know.
We saw. That's incredible.
Take a
Incredible.
break
I was 12.
But
How
what
do
I want
people-
to
how do people-
weirdness and and check out what Kenny is doing on the Kenny channel. We are betas. Oh no, that's what we were just watching. All right, I'm gonna go to the beginning part of his stream.
With a lot of people, or did you get along with a lot of people? And he didn't say anything about my unit. He rephrased that stuff, or at least I didn't hear a unit. I said, no, I don't get along with hardly anybody. And I said, because men aren't meant to be agreeable all the time. You know, that's part of being a man. Is
Men aren't.
If you're a type of man, you will necessitate that there will be a disagreeable quality to you, and that's where the different pecking orders come from.
We called it tomato a vegetable, some call it a fruit.
Yeah.
You
Well,
know?
so the point I'm trying to make is this: is that
Okay.
and he said exactly. So he said exactly in an agreeing tone, not in a well, you got to work on that tone. So, but then he's going to backpedal. That dude's going to split his head open so hard by backpedaling. And we'll get to the bottom of the Scooby-Doo mystery. I'm going to do it as gently as possible. The Bible says that I'm to be as wise as a serpent and as gentle as a dove. I'm still working on the gentle part. Pray for me if you do pray, by the way. JJ, you got anything? Oh, Ken TV, do you have anything you want to say? This is probably a brand new situation to you. You're probably not even sure what's going on.
I'm not that hard to find either. I film stuff from where I live all the time. Yet nobody's found me. My real first name is Ken. Right.
Kenny.
Well, we don't want anyone coming at you, man. That's not
know,
what anyone should want. But
Next time, that
I've
guy.
got weapons around the house in case they do. I don't mean it's firepower yet, but
Of course, I was going to ask Ken.
Yeah.
I mean, and do you have a YouTube channel, Ken, that you post or you publish stuff?
yeah.
do you
One-
want to
It's the
do you want to
Walgreens
put it in
TV.
the can you link it in the back chat and I'll put it up for the mods to share.
So I don't know these guys. I'm not sure what their deal is.
Salt and
but,
vinegar. My wife loves those. I'm not a big fan of that. I was kind
yeah.
of hoping that Lucid Dreams would come up and maybe Liberty Troll might come up and maybe we could hug it out a little bit.
She would come up because Lucid Dreams, she's got some good points about stuff. But the one guy that you had on there, I can't remember his name that was bringing up the
this
law.
morning?
Yeah, this morning.
That's Steve. That's
Steve.
what's his name? He's Inland Auditing Media. Called we call him I Am Free, or he's also known as by another name that I have to be very careful when I say it because there's something that accompanies it. He does also go by he goes by Canada. I got to do it. It's kind of like it is known. Okay, so let me see.
That guy was really smart. I think he really knows what he's talking about as far as being an auditor.
Okay.
You know, I think he really in depth and researches some things about like this morning's
I have
thing
no
was,
idea what these guys are talking
pointing out certain things about federal this and federal that. And if you remember at the 911 call on Liberty Trolls, they said Orange County WIC office, which means it's a.
Why is this a good
Why don't
panel?
you go get that fucking easy to get? Master Sergeant already has it. He knows everything about me. What kind of fucking weird shell game do you fucking retards play with all the other morons out there? And I feel bad for the veterans that fall for your nonsense, dude. I'm sure you got a nice little collection of fucking DD-214s like they're fucking baseball cards or some shit. Who the fuck falls for this nonsense? I mean, seriously, who falls for this, dude? You gotta be on the right. You're
Not
not
DIA, but
the
it's what everybody gets. Okay, Army, this is your lane. Air Force, this is your lane. Marines, this is your lane. I was Army intel, so we dealt with anything that didn't any arm or person.
It's like he's got a demon inside
without
of
a
him.
guidance system.
I don't
and
know
a
what
lower.
these guys are
that was
talking about.
We were the DOE's.
Let me,
not me. I mean, people that we had. They're the ones that teach the SF guys the foreign weapon system. We have the whole big thing.
Let me look up this other.
Wherever it was at was pretty badass.
What it was
Oh my god, I used to love watching the special forces guys. They'd come out with their shirts off, and it was so badass. I know, Josh. I know. Watching other men really turns you
found
on.
guilty.
We did the counterinsurgency.
We might cover this on the last Meets program.
Okay, because you were you were super duper secret
it'll be
squirrel,
an interesting
right?
conversation to have.
And you snuck in there.
I'll just say that much.
Right? You know it's gonna be funny, man. I wanna. Okay, you guys want to see my ID? Fine, I'll show you my fucking ID. You guys ready? Here it goes. Are you guys ready? You guys are gonna. Let me turn on the lights. I'll show you my fucking ID.
Yeah, we'll probably talk about it
I'll only show you
then.
this ID one time. I'll never show it to you again.
Ready?
So you better get it. You better get your screenshots.
Don't really have
ready,
anything
right?
to say about it yet. I hope there's not like riots everywhere.
Okay, you got it.
You know,
so it's
hope people can
last
relax.
name Clown, first name Ass. Yeah. Yeah.
And
my
that's
ID.
about it.
Oh, actually, here's another ID. Oh, here we go. Here's another ID. Oh, look, Josh. Oh, look. Look, Josh. Oh, you're not that fucking special, are you? You're not that special, are you, Josh? You're not that fucking special, are you? Oh, Joshy, you're not that fucking special, Josh. You're not the special boy you think you are you, Josh? Oh, you thought you were the special boy in the crowd, didn't you, Joshy? Oh, Joshy. Oh, very Joshy. Well, there's other people that did shit like you did, huh, Joshy? But you're not the special boy in the crowd anymore, are you, Joshy? Fucking weird.
Not only studied that shit, I sat with PhDs who did insurgency shit.
Oh, I sat
it
with
is
PhDs.
It's an armed
All right, so
group
people
that
have been
is
talking
going
to me
against-
I
about
wrote the songs that make the young girls cry.
people have been talking to me about this guy Nick Rekieta, so I figured I'd watch something about him. I think this seals his victory. I don't know. I don't know that if that's. I mean, I heard people have been saying that. I'm not sure what that means exactly. Why that would guarantee that he becomes president, but we'll see what happens. We will see what happens.
Cheeto. I apologize for the fact that in my last video, I did not tear this guy to shreds. Nick Rekieta, I gave him way too much charitability and I was too sympathetic. I don't care anymore. The entire focus of my last video was saying that he's ruining his life through alcoholism and drug use, which is all true, but I didn't focus enough on the fact and didn't condemn him for the fact that he is an irresponsible father to say the least, and at the most, a danger to his own children. If you are just some guy by yourself struggling with a drug problem, obviously get help, and that isn't okay. But if you are a father of young children and you are not only consumed by a life-ruining addiction like drugs or alcohol, but you are actively live streaming yourself under the influence of these substances on a consistent basis, the sympathy I can extend to you as a struggling addict is overshadowed by the fact you are ruining everyone in your family's life as well. And with recent developments on Nick Rekieta's arrest and this story as a whole, there is just no reason this guy deserves any amount of respect. So where we ended off last time was Nick Rekieta had been arrested for possession of drugs, and he also had been arrested for child endangerment due to the fact that he had possession of a firearm, and it was classified that he would be an unsafe person to be around his children. But following this, he was released from police custody, with there being certain conditions that he would be released under. These conditions were things such as he's not allowed to consume alcohol, he's not allowed to have possession of a firearm, he is not allowed to leave his state. Now, I have no word as to whether he's been following these conditions or been a naughty boy. There is a chance he's been sneaking alcohol and drinking and not following these rules. But since then, a few things have took place that I want to discuss. First things first, this guy is actively beefing with people in his Instagram comments who criticize him because of everything that's taken place, composing paragraphs on top of paragraphs to random anons in his comment section during one of the most pivotal and tense moments of his entire life, further ruining his reputation in the eyes of the internet, and on top of things, looking bad as a person involved in an ongoing police investigation. The first reply we're going to look at says, "I wish I could express that what people saw isn't what they think they saw." Yeah, it's just already incoherent, so that's a great start. Just literal hogwash. Obviously, I can't talk about my case yet. However, confirmation bias makes people see something they didn't actually see. You all saw something else, and I wish I could tell you more about it. I do appreciate and love the support. I actually think this may remedy the other issue in my time as well. Peace and blessings to you. No context is given when he says you didn't see what you thought you saw, so we're just gonna have to assume it's one of the clips where he looks drunk out of his mind. Maybe he's onto something. You know, the clip may not have been alcohol. Perhaps Fent did the job there. But I got a feeling that's not what he's trying to convey. Rather, maybe he was a bit sleepy. You know, the reason that he looked wasted out of his mind, disheveled like a homeless person, was because he didn't get his 8 hours in. Yeah, like I said, zero context, so I'm just gonna try to assume that that's what he's talking about. Is this really a good use of your time, writing paragraphs that will yield 2 likes in return? If you're gonna be active on social media talking about an ongoing case, then at least address a bigger audience. Like, wouldn't it make more sense at this point for him to go live and actually talk to his audience in a way that they can interact with him? Perhaps he wouldn't be able to do that because streaming in the first place would require him to be intoxicated in some way, and he wouldn't want to spoon feed the police any evidence. But very charming to end it all off with the peace and blessings to you. Motherfucker spent a night in jail and became a monk. Peace and blessings to you, Nick. I think you're the one who needs it, brother. Peace and love to your children and the dude at the gas station who won't serve you hard liquor past 2 a.m. I'm sure you've had really nice things to say to that guy and his ethnic background, implying he should, quote, go back to where he came from because he wouldn't serve you scotch at 4 in the morning. Anyway, that's all jokes. But continuing with the Instagram replies, somebody wrote, Rekieta Law, your house was raided, drugs were found, your children have been removed from your care, you could possibly go to prison, wake up and stop being a narcissistic loser, both of you go to rehab. He responds by saying, eat shit, you know nothing about the situation, you're a parasitic pile of garbage, go fuck yourself. Fellas, is it parasitic to care about the well-being of children when you know they're in a situation where their father is a drug user? I hope your kids are doing well and you should go to rehab. Bro, you're parasitic AF. Why you on my meat? You meat watching me and my kids, bro. The fact that he wrote capital letters nothing about the situation too, like what about this is actually wrong? The only thing I see on here that might not be true is that the children have been removed from his care. I don't know if that's true, but her writing one thing that could be incorrect does not mean she knows nothing about the situation. Like, you could go to jail, okay? Is that wrong? Is that just made up? Something morbidly ironic about the dude named Rekieta Law, the literal law tube goat, formerly, and then being arrested, possibly facing up to 25 years in prison because he broke the law. You're gonna have to hire that Asian dude that I keep seeing on my Instagram Reels page that gets legitimate felons no time in jail because he's such a good lawyer. That or Saul Goodman. That's the thing too. He's representing himself in this entire thing. Why? This dude is irrational. He is manic. He is an addict, and he is ill. There is no reason that he shouldn't get somebody else to do the representing for him. This guy's a multimillionaire, and there is no investment more important than you not going to fucking jail. So pay up. The comment literally said, yeah, you should go to therapy. Like, you should get help for your issues. And he goes like, oh yeah, eat shit. In no society that exists anywhere in the world today would you be a functioning member. Even the tweakers would kick you out of their little tents. They'd be like, bro, you have kids and a wife. This isn't okay. Unless you have a needle or something, in which case I take back what I said about your kids. At Rekieta Law, wow, you are in complete denial. You and your wife should be checking yourself into rehab, not fighting with people on Instagram. Wow. Great point. What does he respond with? Quote, checking yourself into rehab. Tell me you don't understand the justice system without telling me you don't understand the justice system. Oh, dude, and he drops the Gen Z slang, the TikTok speaking. Oh, you're wearing a Nirvana shirt? Name 3 songs. Oh, you don't know the justice system at all, bro. Name 3 laws. I don't think the comment was specifically giving you instructions. It was more so the general gist of you getting help in some way. Do BetterHelp for all I care. Literally, do BetterHelp and use code ATOZI at checkout. Shout out to my commentary brothers. But do something is the point. Do you have to literally go into a building like rehab and talk to some other people struggling and you know, AA style? No, if you're allowed to, you know, do that. But if you're not, then okay, don't. Dude would rather argue about the justice system rather than take the theme of getting help away from any of these comments. There was also this incredibly weird interaction where a person from 18 weeks ago had left a comment on his post saying, my mom says you're her boyfriend. She loves you dearly. Just had to let you know. He goes, oh, tell her I said thanks and hi. She goes, you made her day. She hasn't been well health-wise and this cheered her up. Thanks, Nick. Never change. So a pretty wholesome interaction that had taken place 18 weeks ago. So Nick, after coming back from jail, remembered this comment from 18 weeks ago and replied saying, just so you know, I haven't changed. Maybe some obstacles have fallen in the path, but I'm still me in here. What? Okay. Like, how would you have the thought to come back to a random person's comment on your page and remind them that you're still epic? Like, this is like the me at my wedding not dressed up meme where it's like Nick Rekieta trying to be, you know, proving to his wife and kids that he's a good person. No big deal. Me when some random person on Instagram said that they like me and I have to make sure that they think I'm still a good person. Some dude responded to that comment by saying she's not gonna fuck you just because you've spent a night in jail, brah. To which he responds, sounds like virgin talk fam. You're 50. Well, earlier, Nick Rekieta did respond to someone saying that they knew nothing about the case and the situation that's going on. Well, one of the things that that person said, who apparently knew nothing, was that his house was raided and drugs were found. This is absolutely true, and we now have information from the police showing the search warrant and what they used to raid his house. Now, in this search warrant, it turns out that the police cited the live stream as one of the reasons that they were able to do this. Because there's a clip of him, and I can't show this in the video, where he is on stream, goes to take a bathroom break, wink wink, returns really happy-go-lucky, and there's visible white powder residue on his nose. So, you know, you can guess what may have taken place in that bathroom. It was definitely hitting the slopes, if you know what I mean. Yeah, boy, double black diamond right there. That's not funny. He could be going to jail for a long time. Now, whether you want to argue that this is a justified reason to search the dude's house, you know, you can debate that. Obviously, there's like no visible proof that what he actually had on his nose was a certain substance. Like, you don't know that from just watching the stream. I mean, obviously, like, if you have any common sense or rational thinking at all, you can make that assumption. And if you know anything about Nick Rekieta as a person, like, it's pretty obvious what that is. But from a legal perspective, right, probable cause needs to be readily available. And is that probable cause from a legal perspective? I don't know. I'm not the lawyer here. He is. And I guess if I'm him, I would probably go the route of arguing that it was like frosting or something. And he was happy because he had his favorite cupcake. And when he went to take a bite, his big protruding nose, his beak-like nose, made contact with the frosting in an unflattering and unfortunate display. Well, I contacted my lawyer, ChatGPT, and I asked, do charges related to drug findings in a search get dismissed if you can prove that the warrant used to conduct the search was illegitimate? In general, if it can be proven that the warrant used to conduct the search was illegitimate, any evidence obtained as a result of that search, including drug findings, may be suppressed under the exclusionary rule. This rule is a legal principle in the United States that prohibits the use of evidence gathered in violation of the defendant's constitutional rights. Specifically, it aims to deter law enforcement from conducting unlawful searches, seizures, as protected under the Fourth Amendment of the U.S. Constitution. Here's a breakdown of the process and implications. 1. Motion to suppress. The defense can file a motion to suppress the evidence obtained through the search. This motion argues that the search was conducted with an invalid warrant and therefore violated the defendant's Fourth Amendment rights. 2. Hearing. A hearing will typically be held where the defense and prosecution can present their arguments and evidence regarding the validity of the warrant. The defense might argue that the warrant was issued without probable cause, was overly broad, or was obtained through false statements or omissions. 3. Judge's rulings. If the judge finds that the warrant was indeed illegitimate, they may grant the motion to suppress the evidence. This means the evidence gathered during the search cannot be used in court. 4. impact on charges. If the suppressed evidence is critical to the prosecution's case, the charges related to that evidence may be dismissed. For example, if the primary evidence for a drug charge is drugs found during the search and the evidence is excluded, the prosecution may have no case left to pursue. So if Nick can prove that the residue on his nose that was shown during his live stream, which was cited by the police as one of the reasons they raided his home, as not being probable cause to some extent, I mean, I'm sure they had other reasons, but if you can somehow pull it off, I think he'll be okay in terms of like the possession charges. But again, that's just my speculation. I'm not a legal expert. Now, one final thing to note about Nick Rekieta, as you could probably assume through the Instagram interactions, is he is spurging out in private group chats as well. Another guy named Legal Mindset was live and had this to say about Nick Rekieta, basically incriminating himself in these private group chats, among others.
Guys, we'll talk about this after this, and I'm not gonna dox the DMs, but I'm gonna tell you something that I know right now for a fact because I'm actually just looking at it right now. Nick is flipping out right now in private, and he is. I'm watching some DMs right now. He's going fucking nuts. Nick is going nuts, and I would expect that Nick may make some statements which you probably shouldn't make, and they go live. But he is. I'm watching him right now live as we're speaking. I'm poking my eye over. He's going fucking crazy.
Anyway, if you guys see something involving Nick Rekieta, send it to me over on Instagram, Twitter, or Discord. If it's cool enough, interesting enough, or relevant enough, I might make another follow-up video to this. I imagine things will take place soon with this guy, whether that would be a live stream response, some more spurging out, whatever that might be. I will be here to cover it. But with that all being said, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you have, please be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you're new. Follow my social medias. Links are all down below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.
Wait, these niggas watching, I swear to God, they be my clones.